So here's your look at the second round of the Western Conference playoffs. After sweeping the Los Angeles Lakers, we now have a matchup with the number 1 seed Dallas Mavericks. As you can see, Dallas just about survived Utah with Dirk Nowitzki's 26. On the other side, you got Houston and Memphis. They both won their series 4-2. Out in the East, you've got Miami and Orlando, and then Boston and Chicago. Interesting matchups.
With a decade's worth of All-Star appearances to his credit, Jason Kidd is NBA royalty. We are here at the American Airlines Center with the crowd going crazy. It's game 1 of the Western Conference semifinals.
This team has given us a lot of problems in the regular season, and now we have to deal with them in a potential 7-game series. But I'm confident, after sweeping the Lakers, after sweeping Kobe, I'm confident that we can win this series against Dallas. Yes, we'll have to make some matchup adjustments when it comes to Dirk Nowitzki, Jason Kidd, and maybe even Caron Butler. But apart from that, I feel like we have enough confidence to try and win this series. And the way that we're going to win this series, as LaMarcus Aldridge starts the series right there with a posterizing dunk on Brendan Haywood. The reason we're going to win this series is because of Marcus Camby. And as you can see, Nicholas Batum with a hot step layup goes around the rim and in. But Marcus Camby is going to be the reason why we win this series, because of his defensive presence and how he shuts down Dirk Nowitzki. And even though Dirk Nowitzki had one of his best games in the first game of the series, there's been a lot of possessions where Marcus Camby really stepped up defensively. Look at me doing that step back jump shot, looking like Mike. Faking one way with a step back and then pulling up for the jump shot right there. And this first quarter wasn't really a good start. As you can see, we're down by 5. Brandon Roy wide open for 3. Even though that's contested, nothing but net, and we're only down by 2. But Dallas actually giving us a game as we end the first quarter only down to 15-17. But realistically, the way that we're going to win this series is because of our matchups, especially when it comes to who's guarding Dirk Nowitzki. And we had a bit of a mess up on the matchups in game 1. Personally, I thought Marcus Camby did a good job on Dirk Nowitzki. However, the coach wanted LaMarcus Aldridge. But however, LaMarcus Aldridge was getting cooked. Deshaun Stevenson's getting cooked there with that and one blocking foul play by Rudy Fernandez. And I have to be honest, Rudy is kind of fallen off a bit when it comes to our third option, when it comes to scoring. It's always been Brandon and LaMarcus, then either me or Rudy, and then like Nicholas Batum. But Rudy in the last 2-3 games, he really hasn't done much. Look at that mismatch up there by LaMarcus Aldridge on Caron Butler. As you can see, the double teaming me on the right side. Shot clock's down to 4 seconds. Step back jump shot on JJ Barea. He's too small. He can't control me. And I would say I've had one of my best matchups this season when it comes to Jason Kidd and JJ Barea. As you can see, look at that triangle offense there. Pass off to Marcus Camby. Camby passes to Odin, and Odin gets inside for the easy layup. We're tied at 30 with just under 3 minutes to go. Batum with the classic pump fake drive all the way to the left side. And again, we're tied. And for some reason, we couldn't really take full control of this series or of this game until the final quarter. As you can see, Jason Terry, and this is what I'm talking about, Dirk Nowitzki just pulls up in LaMarcus Aldridge's face, and it's nothing but net. And that was a massive problem, and I think coach now realizes that. As you can see, Jason Kidd gives me too much space with a fadeaway, and we take the lead once again. This is going to be a very tight series as far as the gaps and who wins. And as you can see, I don't know who was guarding Dirk Nowitzki there, but clearly I couldn't do anything. I'm too small. I can't do anything on Dirk. As you can see, final seconds of the shot clock. run down, and we're tied at 38. Dirk Nowitzki has 14 and LaMarcus Aldridge has 10 as we enter the second half.
From him defensively or offensively.
And we'll get going after this from the American Airlines Center.
It's HP at the half. Round 2 of the playoffs is getting started. Let's catch up to the action. Two guys who both came to play tonight. They've been very active in the game and will look to stay hot in the second half. And now we send you back to the game. We'll see you next time.
It's time to extend the gap here in Dallas, but it's not us extending the gap. It's actually the Mavericks who extend the gap in the third quarter. Brandon Roy wide open for 3. And I have to be honest, when it comes to the third quarter in our games, that's when we play at our worst. I think there was like 2 or 3 games in the last series where in the third quarter, look at the hot step dunk by Brandon Roy. He goes all the way into the paint on 3 players and dunks on Caron Butler and Dirk Nowitzki as well. And as you can see, Brandon Roy once again getting double teamed. That should have been an and one. There was a lot of contact there, but the refs didn't give the contact foul. Marcus Camby shuts down Dirk Nowitzki with that block. And now it's a 3-on-2 fast break situation. And wide open on the right hand side, a fall down. Nothing but net. Now the game is now down to 4. It's now back down to 8 because they made a bit of a run. Look at that bounce pass inside. It just cut back door. And it went all the way under the rim. But as you can see, things are starting to get messy. The gap is now pretty much 12 or 13. Now it's down to 11 on that putback slam by LaMarcus Aldridge. And he's awake. Defensively, he gets another possession for our team. But yeah, things weren't looking good. Look at that pick and roll action between me and LaMarcus Aldridge. He has 15 points, 7 for 9 field goals with 1 rebound, I think. Final seconds, Dirk Nowitzki's wide open. Camby tries to contest. Thankfully, Dirk Nowitzki misses that wide open 3. And that would pretty much change everything. Rudy cuts behind the defense and now decrease the gap to 5. Very intense matchups in the paint when it comes to rebounding the ball. I'm wide open for 3. Give me that swish. And now the game is tied at 62. We don't have our best matchups, but they don't have Dirk Nowitzki. As you can see, I'm just making sure I'm aware, getting into the paint, and making sure that they pass it inside. This isn't a good look right here. As you can see, it's 3-on-2. I try and cause the foul, and unfortunately, it's an and 1 personal foul on me. That's my 3rd foul of this game. And the Dallas Mavericks, they're coming to fight. Look at Brandon Roy once again dunking on Dirk Nowitzki. He's sending a message to Dirk Nowitzki that Dirk Nowitzki cannot, no matter how many points he scores, it doesn't matter. What does matter though is that sloppy pass. I don't know what the hell was going on there. Apparently someone was supposed to be wide open, and that's a wide open 3. And now the lead is now down. Well, we're down by 8. Just under 2 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Brandon Roy wide open. Dirk Nowitzki leaves him too much space. Down by 5 with just over a minute 20. And then Brandon Roy catch and shoot once again. Bounces off the rim. But it's in, and now the game is now down to 4. We're still in this. Just under a minute to go. Nicholas Batum wide open again. With 3 consecutive threes, we've cut the lead down to 1. And now it's time for me to take over with this big shot. I made a lot of big shots in the previous series against LA. This might be the biggest shot of them all. Look at that crossover, step back, fade away over Jason Kidd. We take the lead with 15 seconds to go in Game 1 of the conference semifinals. And you already know who they're going to. They're going to go to Dirk Nowitzki. I'm just waiting for that pass. Dirk's in the post. As you can see, Jason Terry's wide open. He misses. He misses that shot. And they foul Brendan Haywood, but it's too little too late. We've just done enough. We scraped by the Dallas Mavericks to take a 1-0 series lead at home. Well, not home, but away. And that was the biggest... That could be the biggest game of the series because we've just taken the first game on their floor. I finished this game 19 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, and 3 blocks. And look at Camby, 7 blocks, 1 steal, 3 assists, 4 rebounds, and 2 points.